right. Magic is continuing to develop the newest format, Timeless, here. And we're really getting some cool cards in these coming sets that are bringing more and more power into the format. Today, we get to showcase Show and Tell. This has spawned archetypes in so many different formats, including Legacy, Vintage, and such like that. And man, what a card this is. For 3 mana, you can put pretty much just something nuts from your hand onto the battlefield. That's going to be a thing like Emrakul the Aeon's Torn in other formats, which is, 15/15 Eldrazi with Annihilator 6. Absolutely insane. But in Timeless, we don't necessarily have those things, so we're going to go for a different route. And here we're taking a page from the Legacy playbook, and we're playing a deck that's called OmniShow. You can probably guess where I'm going with this, but it's basically show and tell, with the plan being to put Omniscience onto the battlefield. Now, once you do that, and the ways that you can kind of get there, I guess we can go into first. You run Brainstorms, you run your Thought Seizes to protect yourself, Brainstorms and Demonic Tutor to find either Show and Tell or Omniscience. Lorien Revealed, also a good way to, get further into those, or to help you find your lands. And so basically, once we're able to get to a situation where we can show and tell this Omniscience onto the battlefield, we got to find a way to win the game from there, because, our opponent could put something just as big into play, and that would be a problem for us. So what we're going to do is we need to basically be a deck that, once Omniscience is on the battlefield, can go and find our one-of copy of Fey of Wishes, where we then get to go into our one-turn kill out of the sideboard plan. So let's go through the sideboard kill first, and then figure out how we're going to get from Omniscience on the battlefield to Fey of Wishes. So the idea here is we're basically doing something that's been done before in Historic previously, but we're bringing it into Timeless as our combo of payoff here. So once we get to cast Fey of Wishes, we're getting the sorcery granted onto the stack. You get to put a non-creature card you own from outside the game into your hand. And what we want to do is find Mastermind's Acquisition. This is another card that basically is allowing us to put a card from outside the game into our hand, but it does not have the non-creature restriction on it, so we can get anything. For the first Mastermind's Acquisition, we're actually going to get a second copy of it, and why we do that will become clear in about a second. Because the third thing that we get after we cast this other Mastermind's Acquisition from hand for free with Omniscience is we go for a Scholar of the Ages. When this one enters the battlefield, this obviously casting for 7 isn't going to matter because of Omniscience. Once this thing enters the battlefield, you get to put 2 instant or sorcery cards back into your hand, and those are going to be our 2 Mastermind's Acquisitions. And from there, we have 2 more cards out of the sideboard. It's going to be Approach from the Second Sun and Approach of the Second Sun number 2. That'll win us the game, assuming our opponent can't counter any of these spells. And if it looks like they're going to be able to do that, there is the backup plan of using Veil of Summer in order to protect ourselves. So this is going to involve having 2 Fey of Wishes, which we can dig for if it kind of comes to that. So with Omniscience, we got to figure out how we're going to go further from this. And what we want to basically do is find Fey of Wishes. So if you take a look at all the other cards that we can play, with the exception of Show and Tell and Thoughtseize, everything is really... Oh, sorry, and Counterspell. Everything is really geared towards getting deeper into our deck and finding out finding our cards that we need. Brainstorms allow us to get a little bit further. We'll have to kind of work with our fetch lands in order to continue from there. But, it's a good way to get a look at some more cards for very cheap. Demonic Tutor, obviously, as a tutor, we'll be able to find it every single time. Lorien Reveal, drawing 3 cards. It's essentially Brainstorm, except we don't get Brainstorm locked once we have an Omniscience on the battlefield. And then the World spell is a pretty cool one. You get to look at the top 7 and then put something that's not a Saga into your hand, so that can find our Fey of Wishes, or it can find any of our other cards that help us get further. And then we have Atraxa Grand Unifier, who again looks at the top 10 this time in order to find some things that we want. If you put Omniscience onto the battlefield, then drop an Atraxa, it's pretty likely that you're just going off right from there. And so there are some situations where this goes well and we're able to execute, and there's some situations where we get stopped and have issues. In case we get stopped and our show and tells get countered or whatever, we're just going to have to go find more cast them onto the battlefield, or if we can't really, or if we're just kind of in the middle of digging, another way that we can get a show and tell back onto the stack is by using our polluted deltas or flooded strand to find our 2 copies of Mystic Sanctuary, which allow us to put a card back on top of our library, an instant or sorcery that is. So this can get back a Demonic Tutor, Show and Tell, Counterspell, Thoughtseize, Brainstorm, whatever we're really needing at that point. And yeah, that's just a way that we can be resilient here. The game plan is going to have to be pretty proactive. Obviously, we want to Thoughtseize to clear away if we're allowed to do that. And we want to Counterspell in a mirror match. And, you know, if we're going to be on the play, our Counterspell is going to line up with their Show and Tell. So that is potentially good for us. And then also our Show and Tell does have the potential to overwhelm theirs if they have to pass the turn. But likely we'll just want to Counterspell when possible against another Show and Tell mirror. And yeah, really, the name of the game, just jam a Show and Tell. That's really all we want to be doing here. And speaking of which, let's just hop into some games and see if we can do it. Make sure to like and comment on the video to help with the algorithm, and subscribe if you're new for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Hope you enjoy the video. Here we go. Just a note for me in the future here, you'll see me mention this in round 5, but it is a very, very good idea in this deck to make sure that you're playing 2 copies of Temple Garden and 1 or more copies of Hallowed Fountain to make sure that you can hardcast either the World Spell or Atraxa, because if a game goes long, that's going to be a way that you can get them in that is not Show and Tell. So these won't be dead draws down the line, which is a good place to be. So the updated deck list is in the description, so you can find that. Just know about this while you're watching the first couple of games, because I do get pretty lucky. We do get some quick games. But in those long ones, the deck list, as you initially saw it in the deck tech, is not the way to go. You want to be rocking with the four of non-blue-black duels. So yeah, that's all I had to say. Here comes round 1. Alright, it's round 1. Here we go. Yeah, I think I'm down for this. So we get to do a few things here. We get to turn 2 Demonic Tutor for Omniscience. And if we really want to, we can use Lorien as well. This feels good. We're gonna get Thoughtseize here. Demonic Tutor now becomes a backup for Show and Tell, which is nice. Okay. Let's go ahead and thin our deck a little bit. I think that I'll probably just take something that produces white in this situation. And then we'll have to Demonic Tutor for backup Show and Tell here. Darkly Rich, Shield possibly. We'll do the Shield. We'll take our draw here, take 2 life. That's actually a Show and Tell right now. Feels pretty solid. Let's pay 2 life here, and we'll go for the Demonic Tutor for backup Show and Tell, in case they just happen to have the second copy of Thoughtseize. And we are pretty likely to go off next turn. We have the World Spell, which could potentially be good, although we might need to wait a turn for that, so that's a bit awkward. So if we draw here, we're going to take another 2 life. We go to 9. Looking a little tough here. We'll pay 2 life. We'll then go down to 3 on our opponent's next attack, and then on our turn, we'll go to 1. So basically, we need to cast the World Spell on the second chapter, so we can both find Omniscience and then put it into play. There's Show and Tell. Alright, we'll choose this. Let's see if they have something. Start on chapter 2. And let's find an Omniscience here. That would be great. Wow, all lands. That's unfortunate. Well, we can, I guess, take Mystic Sanctuary, right? That does represent Show and Tell. A little unfortunate. So if we had gone for the Omniscience here, we'd at least be getting things onto the battlefield, though Shieldred does kind of block our path with Lorien revealed. Alright, we'll draw here, go to 1. And it's really a counter spell. That's unfortunately not going to be able to us. We actually don't have anything to put onto the battlefield, which is crazy other than this Mystic Sanctuary. You put Demonic Tutor on the top, but drawing it, unfortunately, is going to kill us. We'll take the action here. There's really not even anything to play here. We'll just pass and let our opponent kill us. Tough breaks on the first round. Potentially should have mulliganed harder for something that contained an Omniscience, but I was just kind of happy to see Show and Tell, hoping that we had other things. The double Lorien reveal kind of got shut down by Shieldred, but you know, such is life here in Timeless. Shieldred in one, and Orcish Bowmasters rule the world over here. Alright, -3, and that is round 1 in the bag. We'll hop back into round 2 and try to go for our combo. Alright, it's round 2 here. We have Brainstorm and Thoughtseize. World Spell would be eventually good to get onto the battlefield, but I think that I'd rather I mulligan than take a hand without a great payoff, or that doesn't contain either a good payoff or a Show and Tell. We'll mulligan, we find a Show and Tell and the World Spell again. This is a pretty solid hand unless we run into a similar sort of situation. I think honestly I can put back the Fae of Wishes instead, and we'll try to use Lorien Revealed as an actual spell. So Mystic Sanctuary is going to have to come in tapped here to start. Going into it, thinking about their opener. It's an Auto War. You're in Skynomad. Could be blue light control, which is not something that we necessarily like to see. We do have a counter spell of our own, which means that we could wait until turn 5 and try to combo. Counter spell most likely. Sure. Draw a second Show and Tell. That's kind of nice. It's Brainstorm coming in here. I'm happy to let them have that. They don't have something to shuffle away yet, as far as I'm aware. I think I do just try to jam a Show and Tell here. I think most of them have it. I'm almost certain that they do. Oh, they're actually going to let me have this, which is interesting. So, I think we'll probably just start with the World Spell here. I don't really have anything like really, yeah, so we just actually don't even find anything good. We'll take a Drowned Catacomb because that's untapped. And not. And we'll pass. Interesting play. We have to look at another top. Traxa will be a good start. We'll go Polluted Delta here. Oh wait, no. What I want to do actually is just go ahead and get Traxa, find a better card for my 3rd chapter as well. So hoping to find Omniscience here. We do find an Omniscience, that's perfect. We'll take in a Traxa. Well actually no, we want our Fae of Wishes to combo. We would like Brainstorm. We already have a counterspell. Well, I think actually I do want the counterspell because I have Lorien Revealed in hand, and then we'll take a shuffle. I believe that's all that we can choose, so we'll take those 4 here, going for 8 cards in hand. I think I'll go ahead and discard the Polluted Delta then. We'll end turn. So we have an attack play, but let's deal with that. We have a World Spell at the top, and we'll have to stifle the trigger, otherwise you can get 3 double points. And it's looking like this. should be a foregone conclusion if the world spells allowed to resolve from chapter 3. There could be Govin's Vitas actually. Oh no, they're just playing Uro. They don't know. I think that attracts at the end game, but it really isn't. So I think it's about time to teach them what the world spell is all about. Oh yeah, that's totally fine. So they're gonna exit the track. That's already done. Let's do. Basically the worst that we're worried about is one single spell. Alright, well, let's put Omniscience onto the battlefield. We'll be insulated against another copy of the Savior. Alright, so then we're going to go ahead and drop this out. We'll acquisition, cast with alternate, put the card from outside the game, perfect. If they have their counter spell, they're trying to wait and think about when to use it. Here's going to Mastermind acquisition again. We'll go alternate cost. But we want our Scholar. Scholar will find the two of those things. Putting Masterminds back. Mastermind. Out of the sideboard we get a Perch of the Second Sun. And then we have one copy in the side here. Bang, bang. Perch of the Second Sun. And that should be it. That's the resolve. Looks like we made it go through. Thanks for the opponent to stick around. Always nice when someone allows me to showcase the full combo for you guys. Great round 2, we were able to execute pretty much perfectly. That felt great. Let's hop into round 3 and see how early we can get this combo off. Let's go. We have Thoughtseize to check our opponent's hand, but no show and tell. No way to find it either. I think if I had a way to find it, I'd definitely keep this hand. Like, we can go turn 1 Thoughtseizes into turn 2 Demonic Tutor into turn 3 Show and Tell. Unfortunately, not in the cards. Neither is this. We have to mulligan the third time. And then maybe this is a situation where we just play slow and then do a warrior. Let's give this one a try. I'm all down to take a awkward hand here and see if we're able to dig out of it. That's a good test of any deck. The Happy Path is definitely all a combo deck, but the grass may not be greener on the other side. Stomping Ground, okay. Awesome, yeah, there should be some sort of red storm deck. We do need to start to thin our deck here because there's a lot of things to get through. There's a lot of lands to get through that we don't want to deal with. Lorien Revealed could cycle here. I do have enough lands though. I think I'll just take my draws and find enough land to cast it as the spell side. Oh cool, this is Bard class. Well, kind of wish I had held up this counter spell. Move to our turn. Blue to Delta, we will shock. We won't shock, we will put a tap land in, and then I do have the opportunity, if I draw another fetch land, to go Lorien Revealed, pick up Lorien Revealed, cast it again. So I think they probably just upgrade Bard class here, unless they decide to play a spell. This counterspell is about to be pretty worthless soon. There's a lot of annoying 2-drops. And I'm sure that they can cast most of their hand here off of the Bard class activation. It's actually just a Jar Loyal Bodyguard. I'm not going to be target removing anything. So he's just really a 6-turn clock right now. I think I'm kind of inclined to keep him. Let him stay. Nah, I mean, he's worth a lot of damage over. Yeah, they can't cast into another spell there. Alright, well, our Lorien Revealed turn is next turn. Hope that they don't go two-hand here. They should have activated Bard Class. I think that's probably the correct move if they intended to use Mox Amber, but maybe we're about to get hard punished. Brought a Heart of Keld, okay. Faithful, thankfully. But yeah, the Bard Class making everything big is definitely a problem. So here's Drowned Catacomb, and then we just naturally drew the Mystic Sanctuary. We'll take our 3 cards. And that kind of needed to be a show and tell, honestly. If we can find a show and tell and get a Trax out, that is the idea. But the World Spell and the Traxa don't come into play without show and tell, so we need to find a way to get that. So I think what I'll do is, if I don't find what I want, I'm going to put Lorien Revealed on the top. This may not go long enough for me to...
Fight the good fight! Actually, fight all the fights! Magic! Bigger is always
Alright, we have to draw Show and Tell here, or Demonic Tutor. It's as simple as that. Can we pull it? It's a 8 in 45 chance. It is in fact Thoughtseize. That is unfortunate. Is there a way I can look at my deck for any more information? Not really. So that is going to be an unfortunate situation for me. Let's see what they had the rest of the hand. Grumgully, Bard Class, that's brutal. Okay, we're going to take round 3. Let's go into round 4 and try one more time for the combo. Alright, let's go. Well, we have the Omniscience in hand. This would be good if we have a way to find our show and tell, but so far we haven't seen any. I think I mulligan a bit harder for the show and tell here. We find it with an Atraxa, so that's good. Do I want Atraxa or World Spell more, though? It's hard to say. I think that the World Spell is probably better, but I will probably drop off a land here in favor of using the Brainstorm to find the 3rd. Put back the basic Swamp. Say go. Lorien Revealed. Well, we will talk here. I'm gonna do it before I get punished by 8 Orcish Bowmasters. I don't really know what they're playing. This is blue-white. I think I can rationalize doing this. It's pretty interesting. We want the Thoughtseize now. I'm okay to put Lorien Revealed back, and is there anything I want to shuffle? Well, Lorien's important if I can... Okay. My rationale is I have enough ways to look at more cards that I'm okay putting back the Lorien Revealed. We'll put back a Flooded Strand as well, and I'd rather draw the other thinning card. So this next turn, we'll go ahead and try to play Thoughtseize. Okay, so there's no control force. I don't need to worry about counter spells. Polluted Delta. We'll crack off the Thoughtseize. And okay, cool. So this is not really as bad as I thought. We'll get rid of the thing that has ward, I guess. Or actually, no, we'll get rid of their cartridge. That kills me more. I'm gonna go for that off already because I don't really see any need to hold up mana. Here we go. Here begins the race. This race actually isn't the last race, if I have anything to say about it. Get my lives, and then Ethereal Armor as well. That's first like 4/4. I can just drop it in after here. Okay, so we have backup show and tell for the world spell afterwards, so I will definitely do that. We'll pay a life. We will find... I don't want to hurt myself. I want to hurt myself. We'll put down Traxa, looking for an Omniscience that the world spell can go in off of after the fact. They do get it. But, you know, that's why this is balanced. So we get Demonic Tutor here, that's definitely our sorcery. I like Mystic Sanctuary. We do have our 3 islands. Okay, so we just hit 3 off of a track, so that's not the best. But we can start going with the world spell after. Can't be blocked, but we do get to attack for 7 in the air. Here comes Castle of Interest. That's 4 mana. We'll attack one. Going back all that way. And then now we can kind of take a slow path to victory. We'll go Demonic Shield, find out omniscience, and then we'll be able to combo here. Our opponent doesn't do anything about us. Alright, looking like we could potentially be in a good situation. We'll have to see what the last 2 cards are. Another Ethereal Armor would be brutal, but thankfully we don't see one. Okay. And looks like we're going to be able to get moving here. Let's go ahead and show and tell on the world spell. Or actually, we'll just do Omniscience. Show and tell. Here's Omniscience. And we'll begin our combo. Let's go execute. They do get to put a land. Alright, opponent didn't need to see me do it. They knew they were out of there when they saw Omniscience on the battlefield. Alright, nice. Round 4 in the bag. We've comboed 2 out of the 4 games so far. I think that's been pretty nice. We've got one more chance here to make that a positive record, so let's hop into round 5 and try to do it one more time. Okay, final round. Here we go. This does have double Omniscience, but no show and tell. I'd rather have show and tell than payoffs, honestly, so I'm gonna mulligan. This is a pretty nice hand, except it just doesn't find what we need. I'm gonna go down to 5. Brainstorm helps a little bit here. I think I don't really want to go more than 5. Put away Attracts. We'll definitely put away Fae of Wishes. Maybe I want to keep Attracts. I'm not totally sure. We could also just play kind of like a control style of game plan. I'll give that one a go. We haven't done that yet this game. So go Underground River and either Thoughtseize or Brainstorm. Depends on how their first turn goes. Oh, just take position. So they're gonna hit my hand hard here. Probably take my Thoughtseize, then another decent hand hit or a Bone Masters. Oh, they're gonna eat my hand. Control of Cause of Doom. Okay. Well, now seeing my 3rd land, I absolutely want to fetch early. Find our white mana here just in case. Position, taking the final land. So our opponent's got a hand that has so much hand that we're essentially going to top that thing. This counter feels nice. Okay, pass. That's good to see. We have a Polluted Delta to go ahead and insta. Now that might not have been amazing. We kind of do want to make sure that this Mystic Sanctuary lines up, but we didn't have it yet. Really passing it off. Well, if we take Fae of Wishes right away, we can go ahead and have our Mastermind's Acquisition to find show and tell. But that's just going to get hand-hated away, so I don't think that it's worth it yet. We'll play this tap. Then I have a counterspell to try to avoid any further hand-hate. Or I guess anything impactful that they try to do. They'll pass over. See if there's a play on this turn. That is something we wanted to counter. Glad that we don't have Blood Moon. Another Polluted Delta, so this is a situation where we can pick up something and put it on the top of our library. I'm thinking that we might want to just put Brainstorm back and look 3 deep. We'll have to see. Would I like to have Fae of Wishes? I don't know. I mean, that's pressure. It also can maybe block a DRC or something like that. I don't really know if they play those. It's essentially free. I'll be able to just deal with it. I think I'm going to go with Mystic Sanctuary here, taking Brainstorm. We might get Brainstorm locked, but at least we'll know about it beforehand. Let's put Brainstorm on top. Take action, and we will say go. So we've seen just Hand Hate and Blood Moon so far. Looks to be kind of a prison deck. Here's Brainstorm. We know about it. I'm gonna get to keep one card here. Wow. Okay. Well, we'll put these two back, and we'll play the Water Reaper. Swing in for one. So this is a situation where we're definitely hurt by not playing additional cards to get our mana with. I guess you definitely could do that. I've just been kind of greedy on the show and tell strategy, but long games like this are a reality, so maybe you drop like one of the last or something like that. And, oh, hello, this is sneak attack, so we might be very dead next turn. We'll attack it for one and see what's good. Here we go. I think this is going to be a big hand. Oh, it's actually just Grizzlebrand. Okay. That's a pretty good one to put in, not gonna lie. What else do you have? I think for this reason, we are very, very dead. They have Thoughtseize to take our Atraxa, and then they just attack us twice, basically. Now, the Fave Wishes could have blocked, but I don't really think it would have mattered. Well, I guess it kind of would, because this is the maximum amount of creatures they could have. One more draw, but it was the omniscient. Alright, well, ended on a loss, but it's all good. We got to learn a valuable lesson in deck building there, and when you download the deck list, I will definitely have been making that that Temple Garden swap for one of the Water Regraves, so look out for that. I actually might have it replace the Underground River. Yeah, basically, other than that, the deck list will be as is, so make sure to check it out, like and comment, let me know how you've been liking it. Are there any other changes that you'd need to make to it? Let me know. Make sure to subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for sticking with me here.